Her scream pierced through the mall parking lot like a siren. Heads turned. People stopped mid-step. My fiancée stood there with shopping bags dangling from her arms, her face twisted with rage. "I'm calling the police." "You hit me," she shouted, her voice trembling with practiced hysteria. Time froze for a moment. Shoppers stared, some whispering, some pulling out their phones. My heart pounded, but my hands didn't shake. Instead, I slipped my own phone from my pocket, pressed record, and said softly, almost too calmly, "Please do." Her eyes widened, not with fear but with shock. Because this wasn't the first time she'd tried to manipulate me with lies. But it was the first time I had called her bluff. We had been together for 2 years, engaged for 3 months, and in that short span, I had seen the mask she wore slip more than once. The sweet, charming woman I thought I proposed was slowly replaced by someone greedy, controlling, and dangerously unpredictable. She lived for appearances, designer clothes, expensive restaurants, endless shopping trips. And whenever I pushed back, whenever I reminded her that money didn't grow on trees, she weaponized her tears, her voice, and her threats. But this, screaming false accusations in public, this was her most desperate move yet. The crowd waited. She glanced around nervously, her performance faltering under the silent judgment of strangers. You hit me," she repeated, her tone less convincing this time. I lifted my phone higher, making sure the camera caught her flawless face, untouched, unmarked, and my calm expression. "Tell them exactly what happened," I said, steady. "Tell them I refuse to buy you another $3,000 purse, and that's why you're lying right now." Gasps rippled through the small circle of bystanders. Her bravado crumbled. The act wasn't working anymore. Not when she was being recorded. Not when people were watching closely enough to see through her lies. She lowered her phone, muttering curses under her breath. I didn't yell. I didn't cause a scene. I simply walked away, still recording, while she followed, hissing accusations that grew weaker and more incoherent with every step. That night, as she sulked in silence, I sat at the dining table replaying the video. The proof was undeniable. If I had reacted with anger, if I had tried to grab her phone or silence her, it could have been my word against hers. And in today's world, that could have ruined me. But instead, I had stayed calm. Instead, I had let her dig her own grave. And then I saw it, the text notification flashing on her screen across the room. She had left her phone unlocked in her rage. It wasn't from me, but from someone saved as B. A man I didn't know. Same place tomorrow? Can't stop thinking about last night. My chest went cold. My instincts had been screaming for months that something was off. The late-night errands, the constant need for validation, the way she avoided intimacy with me, but always seemed full of energy after her mysterious outings. I picked up her phone and scrolled through their thread. Each message was a dagger. Photos, meetups, plans. She wasn't just cheating. She was building a second life behind my back. Her false accusation earlier wasn't just about money. It was about control. She wanted to keep me on a leash while she lived freely in betrayal. When she came into the room and saw me holding her phone, her face drained of color. She opened her mouth to speak, but I raised my hand. "No more lies," I said quietly. "No more games. I know everything now." For once, she was silent. The next morning, I packed her things into boxes. I left the video playing on a loop on our TV screen. The recording of her screaming lies in the parking lot, her face exposed for exactly what it was. On the kitchen counter, I placed her phone with the cheating text open for her to see, and I left the ring beside it. By the time she woke up, I was gone. Later that day, I sent the recording to a lawyer and to a trusted friend, ensuring it would never be buried. Because I knew her type, she would try again with someone else, maybe even against me if she grew vengeful enough. But I wasn't afraid anymore. Her betrayal cut deep, but in some twisted way, it also freed me. I had been blind, ignoring the signs, hoping love could fix what was already broken. But betrayal has a way of forcing clarity. In the weeks that followed, I learned the truth spread quickly. Friends distanced themselves from her. The man she'd been seeing, B, was married, and his wife now had all the proof she needed. My fiancée's world collapsed the same way she had tried to collapse mine, with lies, manipulation, and betrayal. As for me, I found peace in silence. Because sometimes the strongest thing you can do isn't to shout, or to fight, or to prove yourself right in the moment. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is to stay calm, record the truth, and walk away from the fire they built for you, while it burns them instead.